Hey, I'm Hickory with ComfyMillionaire.com, and I'd like you to take about 5 seconds to both like, subscribe, comment, and hit the little bell. That definitely helps me out to get these videos noticed and bring you better content down the line. So this video is about when I met Dave Ramsey in person. This was several years ago. This was actually in 2013. I had heard about Dave Ramsey before. I have listened to his radio show kind of off and on and read at least one of his books. I ran into him in Oklahoma City. He was actually out of Mardell's on a book tour going across the United States. So whenever I met him, I kind of found, I think, at least in my opinion, two different sides to him that I've noticed throughout watching or listening to his radio show and then meeting him in person. For one thing, I really do truly believe he's a nice, warm, welcoming man that really does want to get people out of debt. On the flip side of that, it's more with his radio show. He definitely does tweak and change his personality some, but that's mainly for entertainment purposes. If you listen to him long enough, you'll hear on some of the shows that he does kind of ham it up. He does kind of push buttons a little bit more, and some of that is for entertainment purposes for the radio show itself, to not be boring and try to engage and really kind of stir the fire, so to speak. So there's, at least I think, two different sides to him. He's also a man that I believe also carries a grudge. You wouldn't really want to get on his bad side, which he talks about that too on his radio show. There's one that, I mean, for instance, it's been over 30 years since he had his own debt troubles, and still to this day he has a grudge against people who hand out loans, different credit card companies, actually all credit card companies. He still carries that grudge, which that's kind of his corner piece around what he's selling. That also brings me to the next point is Dave Ramsey. He's been doing real estate since he was, I think, 18. His parents were involved in that. He got involved in that, still is involved in that. A lot of his wealth and income comes from real estate too. It comes from several different areas. But other than that, the program of Financial Peace University and all the other products that he has and he's pushing, I really view him more as a marketer more than anything. Beyond anything else, he's always out there, always selling, always marketing, and that's one of the reasons why he's so popular. The information that he's giving is really common. It's really basic. It's some of the same stuff I talk about, the same thing that over 500,000 people all across the world will talk about. Really basic common sense information. He's not going into specifics in like taxes or single stocks. He'll refer you to go talk to professionals, which are actually in his own like Dave Ramsey kind of family or Dave Ramsey like program where he enlists financial peace like advisors, different people to help you out in that area. He just refers you over to that, which he's funneling in people over to other financial professionals. They can also better answer your questions while he can't, answer it all, and also sets them up for certain liabilities. A lot of things that I agree with him, but there's a few things that I don't. For instance, I believe, at least whenever it comes to investing, that you can go ahead and have in your portfolio for your retirement or just your regular brokerage account that you might be investing on the side. I think you can hold ETFs. I think you can hold REITs. I think you can hold bonds. Dave Ramsey wants you to go more toward mutual funds, but I'm more into indexing and ETFs. I think you can save some of that money. Once you do know what you are doing, I don't think you need a financial advisor. I have to say, I have financial advisors. I have one hired right now. So I do both. I do things on my own. I also go through a financial advisor too. So I'm always listening, always open to opinions. But I don't think it's necessarily something that you have to do. I think once you do know what you're doing, especially with indexes and with ETFs, I think you can say that percentage that you would pay the professional financial advisor and use that along with your investing. I think you're fine with it, honestly. That's my opinion. Let's see, other things. Things I don't really agree with, such as his debt snowball. Step one, this is kind of a minor thing. Step one is save $1,000 for your emergency fund. With that, as far as I know of, his program is like 20, 30 years old or so. I think, as far as I can remember, it's always been that. It's always been like save $1,000. I would get something that would change with the time more. I wouldn't give like a blank number of $1,000. So this is me being more or less like nitpicky. I would say something like save 1 month living expenses instead of saying $1,000. So it's something I don't agree with. It's just something kind of minor. On the other side, something I definitely do agree with is his financial snowball. It doesn't make logical sense at times whenever you look at numbers because he wants you to stay off or pay off smallest to largest. It would make more sense if you pay off the largest debt. You would save more money, especially on interest. If it had a higher yield interest on that larger debt, you would save more money if you paid that. But that does not work, and I do agree with Dave Ramsey. For most people, paying off that small amount and building yourself up as a way of like motivation, reminding you that you're on track and keeping you on track to then conquer the next challenge and the next challenge. That is more in the line of behavioral economics, and it's something that I think works. With saving money, that $1,000 for emergency fund that Dave Ramsey has you on step one, I'm much more brutal than that. I would actually suggest you trying to save and trying to go for 6 to 12 months living expenses right off the bat. It's a lot more difficult. The reason why I say that is I did that myself. It was incredibly difficult. I mean, so much so I mentioned on like other videos, and in the past, whenever I was doing that, I was definitely poor, making $11,000 to $13,000 a year. I don't want to harp on that too much because I mentioned that several times. I was saving up until I got that 6 to 12 months. I got right at about 6 months, and before I started expanding, started doing other investing and other things. It was very difficult. I mean, got to the point where I was making food choices where if I could even afford meat, it was close to the expiration date and it was discounted and it was like a small amount. This was also just me living on my own. So even though it was brutal, it was a lot easier because I was alone. I didn't have to go over things with like my wife or over my kids or anything. It was just mainly a personal choice. That excruciating, that hard difficulty, that challenge and everything helped shape me who I was. I help understand more about myself and my own path. I realized that I really didn't need a lot of material possessions. I learned to live with myself and enjoy doing new things such as writing books, doing a lot of writing and things, which I didn't think I was even possible. But to save money, I resorted to other areas of entertainment that cost no money at all. Went to parks, different things like that. To not get off too much of the subject, that's what happened whenever I met Dave Ramsey. Like I said, I think he's a down-to-earth guy. I really like him. I would, and actually I will. I'll actually put an affiliate link down below, and then also in my blog post to his financial peace book. It'll be the same one that I bought several years ago, but an updated version. I'll go ahead and add that below with some of the random contests that we'll have going on. I'll probably add that to the group of books along with like Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Oh, well, I have you here too. If you like ugly and silly shirts, we now have this on our shop on the website on comfymillionaire.com. Capitalist Pig. So go to comfymillionaire.com, click on shop, and you'll be able to find that shirt and other ugly, silly, dumb things. So thank you very much. I appreciate you coming here, watching the video. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell, comment down below. I'll be watching comments on the main website and here. You can also talk to me through all our social platforms, and also communicate further through comfymillionaire.com. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.